there's this post that I remember posting on my community page. And by the way, this is not to say these are healthy ways of dealing with arguments. These are just common ways men deal with this situation. There's a post that I'm going to post it here on screen that I shared on my community post that says, an Italian man went on a 280-mile walk to cool off from an argument with his wife. Any man who has dealt with the high, intensive, emotional argument with the woman understands this post. You're like, oh, yeah, you know, he needed that. Now walking 180 miles after an argument, of course, is crazy, but we get it. Men will either do that or they'll do what's called stonewalling, which is just basically being present, but not entertaining or engaging that argument. Now, knowing this about men, as a woman, you have to understand that he's not always going to be ready to enter these high, intensive arguments, or maybe he'll need some space. And while a lot of chicks out here may think, well, he knew her boundaries, etc., men aren't just going to adjust like a light switch, especially if you've got the type of energy that I'm sensing this chick has, especially if you're a woman who doesn't drink coffee. That's the biggest problem here in this situation. But listen, guys, of course, I'm curious to know, what do you think? I think that at this woman's age, and a lot of women like her, they just get more strict with their boundaries, and they think that is a good thing. When you're out here Xing men off, and by the way, this is also why a lot of men look at a lot of chicks who are single and they're like, I can't feel bad for you. Chances are you let a man go over some petty shit that could have otherwise been worked through, right? Let me know what you guys thought of what she said. Do you agree with her? Let's check out some of these comments, because a lot of people had a lot to say in the comment section as usual. The first comment here says, how come all life coaches and marriage counselors are single? And this is what she had to say in response. Let's get it.
Follow me. Let's say you've been having pain, fatigue, vomiting, right? Loose bowels, so on and so forth. And you're like, I need to figure out what's going on. Something isn't right. And so you go to your PCP. That's a primary care physician for a lot of y'all, because some of y'all ain't seen the doctor in about 10 years. Okay. So you go to your PCP and they say, hey, I think you need to go to an oncologist because I found a tumor. Do you know what an oncologist is? Let me again tell y'all, because not too smart. An oncologist is the doctor that specializes in cancer. Okay. And you go to the oncologist says, baby, listen, we got to take this tumor out. Because if we don't take this tumor out, your chances are slim, okay? And so you're like, you know what? Before I really have you operate on me, I'm going to go look up your reviews. And you go look up their reviews, and they have 5 stars. Every patient that they've ever gone to has given them rave reviews. Either they've cured the cancer, or they really helped them along the process, so on and so forth. So then you say to oncologist, hey, have you ever had a tumor? Because that's going to be how I determine if you're going to be the doctor for me. Yeah, that's how a lot of y'all sound when y'all make comments like this. I am not a fly-by-night life coach, okay? I don't really throw in my degrees and stuff like that because I feel like it's bragging. But again, like I've said previously, I have a master's in psychology. I am a certified life coach, been doing it for close to a decade. Y'all worried about my relationship status as opposed to worrying about my effectiveness. So let's worry about...
Okay, so she's basically saying, I'm effective in the work that I do. I don't think so, ma'am. That's just not true. I mean, what's the point here? Are you claiming to give the type of advice that gets women husbands? Where's the proof for that? Since you brought up KS earlier on, I remember KS asking other women who claim to be these life coaches and etc., asking for them to provide the proof. I'm not somebody who sits here and tries to encourage men to get married, even as a married man myself, right? Or tries to convince them not to get married. My goal is to help you realize the very tragic gravity of the situation we're in today's dating market, and then you get to decide whether it's worth it for you to make that decision for yourself. I don't know what decision is best for you, but what I will say is if you plan to have children, of course, we know 2-parent households are best for relationship. But back to this chick right here. She's talking about you don't go to a doctor and ask him if he's ever had a tumor, etc. You look at the patients that he's worked on. So where are your patients? So when I look at the comment section, I just see other single women who are also deciding to never settle, right? Let's keep listening.
My success rate, okay? 82% of the couples who come to me, whether they're married or not, stay in their relationship for a year plus after my coaching sessions. That is how effective I am. And the couples that came to me who were not married, 50% of them moved on to marriage. And the craziest part is that none of the couples who have solicited my services have ever asked me my relationship status. But you miserable people online are worried about it. So, in conclusion, instead of worrying about if the oncologist had cancer, worry about if the oncologist can cure cancer. Oh, I'm sorry, before I go. And if you
She's a salesperson here. I hope you're not buying into this. This is not, listen.
Put that coffee down.
Put that coffee down. If at the least, because here's the other thing, maybe you haven't had a marriage, because that doesn't necessarily qualify somebody to help other people, but do you have history of long-term, long-lasting, loving relationships with a man? And what do men as a collective think about what you are saying about what men want? I think most men would hear her and say, yo, we disagree.
decide to ever fix some bottom teeth of yours, you do understand that your dentist doesn't also have to have messed up teeth too, right? All right, now you be safe.
So she's oh man, she's no problem clowning on people in the comment section here. I just got another comment here from somebody else that says it sounds like he was getting bullied. So this person's like, it sounds like the guy she was dating was getting bullied. Nobody happy breaks up over something that small. Let's see what she had to say in response to that.
First and foremost, I'm only going to address this once. The argument started with him. Something he wanted to bring up that I thought was petty, but I was willing to listen to because it's something that he felt a way about. And as my man, he deserved that from me, right? That's number one. So if anybody was doing the bullying, it was him. Number two, he turned around and said it wasn't even a big deal to begin with. The argument that he started. Okay, so I'm glad that we addressed that. Now, I'm not going to get into exactly what it is because I don't dislike the man. I don't think he's a bad person, and I'm not going to put his stuff on Front Street, but I'm going to leave it right there. I don't do struggle love. Now, this is not saying that you can't compromise.
You don't do struggle love, but you're struggling. Come on, man.
This is not saying that you're not going to have disagreements. This is not saying that you're not going to have to make it through some hard times, because of course you will. That's how relationships grow, and that's how you really get to the strength and to the pinnacle of a relationship. But when there's a boundary involved, because a boundary means if it is crossed, then that's it. Dunzo. My boundary is being ignored. Maybe it's not a big deal to you, but baby, that's a big deal to me. And that's all that matters. And this was not even a boundary I kept to myself. I told him, do not ignore me. If you ignore me, I'm going to leave. I was very clear about that. He must have thought I was playing. I don't play about my boundaries. There have been wars started about somebody crossing a boundary. Do y'all get, is this clicking? Because y'all want somebody to battle out with you and look like a big idiot with y'all and put up with y'all foolishness. Y'all think these things are small. Because I live by two rules. I don't play about me. And two, I'm going to treat everyone the way I desire to be treated until they show me otherwise. If someone I'm in a relationship with tells me this is my boundary, I do not like this, I can guarantee you without a shadow of a doubt, and again, I put this on everything I love in this world, it will never happen, because I love you and I care about you and I value you, and I never want to do something that is going to harm you or
Let's keep listening.
make you feel some type of way or put you in any kind of place that's going to be uncomfortable for you. So I expect that same thing in return from the people who I deal with. And if it cannot be provided for me, that is fine. I'm going to go my way. Because again, rule number one, I don't play about me. So y'all can think it's dumb all you want, or small all you want, or it wasn't that big of a deal all you want. I said what I said, and I stand on who I am. Simple. Stay safe.
All right, there you go. And we've got one last one here, last comment that she responded to. And you guys feel the energy, right? You feel the masculine energy, and it's just like she probably did the man a favor. Let's be honest here. From what it sounded like and from what she said, he's not a terrible person. Another comment here says it's for attention purpose only. So he's talking about her posting about her relationships. Let's find out what she had to say about this.
So this is you, right? Huh? LG, is this you? Now let's be clear. Anyone who starts a social media platform is looking for attention. Because, baby, if this is not attention seeking, I don't know what is. Now, the difference in attention seeking varies, right? Because someone like me comes to social media to build my business and to build awareness. I came to social media, how I started off coming to social media was to build the Black community. So my content has benefits, right? Like, because when I tell stories about my own life, I am really just leading by example. I want people to understand that what I'm telling them to do is something that I actually live by. Who is this helping, LG? Huh? Who is benefiting from this? And don't get me wrong, you're not a bad looking man, okay? I get it. So maybe your purpose is, baby, come on, LG. Building deep intimacy involves creating an environment, baby. You have yourself rubbing your woman down on social media. Are we talking about attention here? Like, what's really the tea?
But he's got a woman. And you don't have a man.
I'm cool with criticism, right? Because that's a part of the game when you have a social media platform. But hypocrisy, and she's beautiful, by the way. Hypocrisy, that one doesn't sit too well with me. Stay safe, LG.
Listen, guys, what do you think? Of course, I'm curious to know. I hope more men who want to find a woman who can cooperate with a man, who can bring what they value to the table. I hope men find that. Although I don't necessarily push men to one decision or the other, I just want what's best. And if you don't, and you just want to live your life by yourself and be happy and avoid the drama, you've been divorced 3 or 4 times. No one has the right to make men feel guilty for tapping out of this chaotic dating environment. Listen, guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think. As always, stay caffeinated. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.